Welcome to another day of racing. Welcome, my punters. Race day, Saturday, April 19, 2025. Before I begin, I just want to say big up to Wesley Henry on his return to Caymanas Park. Wesley Henry is one of my favorite riders, and I expect him to do well for the duration that he will be around. Okay, first race begins at noon. So optional claiming 700 to 600. Non-winners of 4. 5 furlong round, a field of 8. 3 of them. 1 Catawba. 2 Sugar Daddy. 7 Alexis Lodge. Catawba hasn't raced since December 24. However, this horse possesses speed and once reported fit and ready, Catawba should run a decent race. Sugar Daddy. This horse has been beaten by Sensational Move, Milos, Champion Bubbler, Taurus Boy, just to name a few. Shane Ellis maintains the ride, and I expect Sugar Daddy to beat these. Horse number 7, Alexis Lodge. This horse has raced since January 26, when he finished third by 4 lengths, beaten by Regnant and Little Groovy Thing. If reported fit and sound enough, I think Alexis Lodge should put up a fight. However, I think Sugar Daddy should be an easy winner come Saturday. And I expect Sugar Daddy to beat Alexis Lodge. Catawba for 4th, Rosa the Warrior. Second race, it's a maiden condition race, 7 furlongs, a field of 6. I'm going with 4 of them. 1 Ruby's Light, 2 Secret Mission, 3 Valley of Love, 4 Successful Man. I'm going to throw Sweet Bird in it also. So I'm going to 5. The only horse I'm not giving a chance in this race is horse number 5, the Bomb. Okay. Now, Ruby's Light, Valley of Love, Sweet Bird. I expect this horse to release the maiden tag a long time ago. However, that has not happened, and I'm not sure what's going to happen when Saturday afternoon comes. One of these horses should release the maiden tag. But based on the manner in which Successful Man ran on last, walked out of the box, finished second by 5 lengths, beat by Ailey Queen, came back and worked 4 in 52. I expect Successful Man to beat these. And of such, I'm going to go with Successful Man to get the better of Valley of Love. Ruby's Light, Secret Mission, Sweet Bird. But the race can go either way. But I'm going to stick with Successful Man. The fact that this horse can improve, has more scope for improvement, and I'm going to give Successful Man the edge. Third race. This is a maiden special weight, 5 furlong straight. These are imported horses. I boiled it down to 2 horses. 2 Almaty List and number 6 Incredible Joe. Almatilis. This horse has been working very well of late. Hasn't done much in his races. However, on the 5th of the 4th, this horse works 47.4. Pull up in a minute 2. And on the 12th of the 4th, 47.4 and minute 2 alongside interested times ahead. But the manner in which Incredible Joe ran on last, third by a length and a half, beaten by Nephew H2O, came back and look at the work on the 5th of the 4th, 46.2, 59.4. Anything beats Incredible Joe will certainly win. I'm not going to waste much time here. I'm going to take Incredible Joe as my bet of the day to beat Almatilis. Nice exacta there. Bowmore. And for 4th, Ralph's Treasure. 4th race, it's an optional claiming 350 down to 250. 5 furlong straight, a field of 8, and I boils it down to 3 of them. 2, Buzz Assault. 4, Queen's Anne. And 7, Big Pop. On paper, Queen's Anne looks like a winner. However, I am not sure if Queen's Anne is sound enough. And that's the only issue. Finished lame on last. Cantered on the 18th of the 3rd. Came back on the 29th. Cantered for 8 furlong. Cantered out the straight on the 12th of the 4th. Which shows that he might be sound. But I still think that all is not right with this Queen's Anne. But if reported fit and sound, Queen's Anne will beat these by a city block. But the horse I'm gonna tip to win this race is horse number 2, Buzz Assault, which I'm sure Buzz Assault is fit and sound. There's no question about that. The last time Buzz Assault ran was on the 22nd of March when beaten by Air of Fire. Chase gamely all the way. And as such, with fitness, Tajay Suko calls the ride, takes the weight down to 54 kilo. I'm gonna tip Buzz Assault just to get the better of Queen's Anne. Big Pop for 3rd. Big Pop has trained well. 4 furlong in 49.3, and I expect a good run from Big Pop. Moving on, 5th race. It's a maiden condition, 3 hills and up. It's a Division 1, 6 furlong. And I think this will be a straight fight between horse number 5, Midnight Runner, and horse number 8, Brampton Boy. Now, Midnight Runner was beaten by Cost of Living on last. On that day, Shane Ellis was on board. Cheek piece is now on. They have called for Tajay Suko, 52.5 kilo. Midnight Runner will run well. But the horse to beat, in my estimation, is horse number 8, Brampton Boy. 4th by 10 1/4 behind Summer Palace and Prolific Prince. Came back on the 7th of the 4th, 4 in 49.2, and on the 13th of the 4th, 5 furlong in 101.2. And I'm going to tip Brampton Boy with Wesley Henry to make one move to get the better of Midnight Runner. For 3rd, horse number 3, Runaway Bay. This horse has been looking up at exercise. Also, Alchemist of Souls and horse number 1 is Sensational. 6th race, very competitive. I'm gonna go with 5 of them. 3, Laredo. 5, Bossman. 6, Bob the Builder. 8, Star Quest. 10, Prolific Prince. Laredo ran a good race and last, ended up 7th by 14.5 length, beaten by highly thought of Runaway Star. Came back on the 14th of the 4th and worked 36.4. That's not bad. And I expect Laredo to run well once again. Bossman. Bossman was beaten by Summer Palace and Prolific Prince. Walk out of the box on that day with Velasquez and still managed to finish third by 8.25 length. On the 6th of the 4th, this horse works 4 in 52.3, and on the 13th of the 4th, 5 furlong in 101. Bossman is a very dangerous horse. Comes Saturday. Number 6, Bob the Builder. First time runner, but this horse is working very well. Look at the works. On the 15th of the 3rd, 4 in 47.4, pull up in a minute 3. On the 5th of the 4th, 47.4 by 102. And on the 12th of the 4th, 5.5 and 110.2 by 104. Bob the Builder is working well, and I expect a good run from that horse. Number 8, StarQuest. Tried to steal a march on last, but was caught by Pretty Penny. I think this is a much tougher race for StarQuest, and of such, I won't tip StarQuest as my top choice, but I expect StarQuest to run a good race, and I won't be surprised if StarQuest won this race. Prolific Prince. This is the horse to beat. This horse chased Runaway Star and last for almost 7 furlong. Was written by Shane Ellis on that day. The visor is now on, and I expect Prolific Prince to put up a good fight. But the fact that Bossman walked out on that day and managed to finish third by 8.25, I am going to tip Bossman this time around to get the better of Prolific Prince. And for third, I'm going to go with Bob the Builder. For fourth, Laredo. And for fifth, StarQuest. Race 7, the St. Cecilia Cup, 6.5 furlong, field of 7. I'm going with 4 of them. And that's a 4 US bred horse. 2 Legacy Isles, 3 Inspired Force, 5 Wall Street Trader, 6 Pack Play. This race is a race which you're going to find a lot of speed in this race. There's going to be a lot of speed and more speed. Somewhere along the line, I expect the speed to come back. And there are 2 run-on horses here. One is basically a stalker, Wall Street Trader, and Inspired Force is definitely a run-on horse. And I expect one of those horses to catch front runners. You look at the work for Wall Street Trader. This horse works 34.2 on the 13th of the 4th. That's a brilliant work. And look at the work for Inspired Force. Inspired Force works 35.1 on the 5th of the 4th and 47.3. Legacy Isles is very dangerous. So too Pack Play. However, I'm going to stick with Wall Street Trader. The fact that Wall Street Trader will be much closer to the front runners, while Inspired Force will be somewhere off. I'm going to go with Wall Street Trader just to get the better of Inspired Force for third, Legacy Isles, and for fourth, Pack Play. Moving on to race 8, Thoroughbred Owners and Breeders Association Trophy, 6.5 furlong. We have a field of 7, and I'm going with 3 of them. 3 Garvano, 5 Nephew, 6 Fred the Master. Gervano beat stable companion Fred the Great. And last, this horse came back on the 5th of the 4th, 5.5 in 108 by 101. And on the 12th of the 4th, 6 furlong in 113.2. That tells me that Gervano is improving at the right time. And I expect Gervano, although Gervano was beaten by a nephew on last, I expect Gervano to beat stable companion Fred the Master once again. For third, nephew, and for fourth, unruly Moore, sorry, on the outside with Shane Ellis. Ninth race, very competitive. It's a claiming 500 down to 400, 7.5 furlong. Have a field of 10. Very competitive race. However, I'm going to boil it down to 6 horse. 2 Heroine, 3 Maya, 4 Casual Peach, 5 Zion Princess, 8 Great Trick, and on the wide outside horse number 10 Veliki Vicky. Heroine ran a very good race on last when beaten by Solar Black. This horse was disqualified. The stable have changed stables now. They have called for Anthony Hallin. 7 furlong is right there up Heroine Street, and I think Heroine will be a dangerous horse on the lead come Saturday. Maya was in that same race. Maya finished 6 by 4 lengths. Chain stable also. They are called for Everett Clunis. Takes the weight down from 53 kilo to 49 kilo. Look for Maya to be flying home in deep stretch. Number 4, Casual Peach. Where's the Henry? This horse ran 8 by 11 length in that same race, won by Solar Black. I think Casual Peach will run well once again with Where's the Henry on board. We all know he's a very front run rider. Once Where's the Henry on a horse on that lead, it's very difficult for you to get back to Where's the Henry. The horse I think gonna win this race though is Zion Princess. Zion Princess is very fit, and I'm sure Zion Princess is sound. In that same race, 5th by 2 lengths, beat by Solar Black and Shiboom. And they have now changed the jockey from Radish Roman to Saheem Gordon. And I think Zion Princess is the horse to beat. Great Trick was beaten by Sensational Goal and Expedition. Prominent for 2 furlong on that day. Stables changed. Oral Hayden, their master conditioner. This horse works 4 in 50 and 2 on the 12th of the 4th. That's a very good work. On the 5th of the 4th, gallop 6 furlong in 120 and 2. Very decent work also. And I expect Great Trick to run a good race. Might need a run. Last time this horse ran was on February 15th. But with Radish Roman in the iron, look for a good run from Great Trick. And on the outside, Veliki Vicky. This horse went up to 700,000 claiming. I didn't have any chance on that day. Now back down to 550, where she has won, beating the likes of Traditional Lady and Curlin's Flight. Ramon Gardens now called to do duties, and I expect Veliki Vicky to run a very good race. But horse to beat, in my estimation, is horse number 5, Zion Princess, to get the better of horse number 2, Heroine. For third, Maya will come flying. Great Trick, Casual Peach, Veliki Vicky. 10th and final, numbers of 3 imported, 5 years and up, 6.5 furlong, a field of 12. This is one of the toughest races on paper. And I'm going to implore punters to go deep here. At least 8 runners in this race have a very good shot of winning. However, I'm going to boil it down to 6 of them. 1, always right. 3, superior. 7, Captain Phillips. 9, Jack Daniel. 11, Cosmic Force. And I'm going to slip in Miss Linton. Always right. This horse continues to work very well, but just not getting her head in front. But I expect a good run once again from Always Right. Superior ran a poor race on last. I'm going to throw that race through the window. Something must have gone wrong on that day. Tongue tie is now on. Jason Acosta is a master conditioner, and I'm not leaving Superior out of anything. As a matter of fact, I expect Superior to upset this race. Miss Linton. The reason why I'm giving Miss Linton a chance, Miss Linton is a very speedy horse. And if Miss Linton is allowed to go on that lead and relax, this horse could cause some anxious moment. And there's a possibility that Miss Linton could slip away from them. And if you remember on 29th of March, when written by the same jockey, Emilio McLean, this horse opens up 4.5 length and week back. This horse led for 6 furlong in that same race, won by Sweet Victory. And as such, I'm not leaving Miss Linton because there's not much speed in this race. 7, Captain Phillips will run an honest race once again. This horse continues to walk out, and that is what causing this horse his races. However, I expect Captain Phillips once break, this horse will come flying. Jack Daniel, this is the horse I'm going to tip to win this race. Was beaten by Ridgeliner on last. Chase for 3 furlong. I look at the split, 24, 3, 35, 47. Came back on the 5th of the 4th, worked 4 and 51. And on the 12th of the 4th, 5 furlong, 105, 3. Jack Daniel is the horse to beat here in my estimation. Cosmic Force will run his usual honest race. That's trained well. 3 furlong in 37.4. And with Sneaky Fox on board, don't leave Cosmic Force. However, I'm going to go with Jack Daniel. If Jack Daniel doesn't win, I expect Superior to create an upset. And Superior will be my outsider of the day. So Jack Daniel to beat Superior, Cosmic Force, Captain Phillips, Always Right, and Miss Linton can also steal a march. So basically, there's 2 upsetters in this race, Superior and Miss Linton. Yes, I'm giving those 2 outsiders. You can put them in the exactas, your trifectas. Yes, because based on the makeup of the race, one of these horses can upset. But I'm going to go with Jack Daniel to beat them. That's it for me. Continue to like, subscribe to my channel. Help this channel to grow. Best of luck, punters. Happy hunting.